Hi, welcome to CrossFit Physio Huddersfield episode 1. My name's Dave O'Sullivan. I'm a physio here at Pro Sport Physiotherapy Huddersfield. Over the next 10 or so weeks, myself and the other physio, Shane, and the other Dave, we're going to take you through some key fundamental errors that we see in the clinic every day. And what we mean by that is people are coming in pain because they're doing some key lifts in the gym wrong. Okay, so the first one that I'm going to cover today is when people's backs go when you deadlift. Now, the reason I'm doing this is because I've promised this to a few patients that I'm seeing at the moment. I've seen CrossFitters, powerlifters, and just kind of weekend warriors who are just deadlifting, they like going to the gym and their backs are going as well. And there's a key fundamental error why everybody's backs go when they deadlift, in my opinion. That's one thing that people aren't doing correctly, is contracting their hamstrings. Okay, now the hamstring inserts at the knee and it goes right up into the bum. Okay, and through the ligament there then and the fascia surrounding it, it connects up into the sacrum and then hence up into the lower back, which protects all the discs. Okay, so if that hamstring isn't contracting at both ends, in my opinion, what I think happens is that the hamstring at the top, right under the bum, okay, right as it attaches up onto that bone, that gets overloaded. The force has to go through, okay, right up through the ligament, which then causes the sacrum to pop. Okay, I use that terminology very, very loosely, okay, just so you can understand. And then what happens is then obviously excessive pressure is put on the discs also. So if it's not the sacrum, it'll go higher up. Okay, and again, I use that word "go" quite loosely. Okay, so what we need to do is make sure that the hamstring is contracting at both ends. Okay, so it needs to be contracting at the knee and up at the bum. Now, usually people will contract it at the bum fine. It's the part at the knee that needs to be mastered before you deadlift. Okay, so what we do, and excuse my barbell here, as we get down now. With this, only worry about here. Don't worry about my posture up here today. For teaching's sake, I'm gonna have probably a bad posture up in my back. Okay, so just focus on my knees. What's happening at my knees and my hips today? Don't worry about my mid back, because as I talk and refer to my knee, I'm going to lose the posture a little bit. Okay, so as I get down, okay, the first thing you need to do, okay, is make sure that this barbell, okay, is stuck to your shin. The barbell should not be forward. If the barbell is forward, you're in trouble and you're actually squatting up instead of deadlifting. Okay, there's a big difference between the two of those, the deadlift and the squat, which we're going to cover in a few weeks' time. Okay, so that's the first thing. This barbell should be stuck to your shin, and if you're not getting cuts, okay, you're not doing it correctly. Okay, everybody will have scraped knees and scraped shins if you are deadlifting correctly. So as we get down, the barbell is stuck to your shins. Don't worry about my back. Okay. Now, the first thing you need to do is think about sticking your bum back to the wall, okay? Now, as I stick my bum back to the wall, it's going to go up slightly. That's absolutely fine. Now, watch what happens to my knees. My knees start to straighten. Now, that gets the contraction at the knees, okay? So as my knees start to straighten, that gets tension on the distal part of my hamstring. There's tension on the proximal part of my hamstring. The load is equal. Now, a lot of people they won't do that movement, okay? So they'll lift from here, and as they come up, this part of my hamstring's loose, this part is overloaded, which in my opinion then causes the sacrum and the discs in the low back and the actual low back itself to overload and go, okay? So that's once more the cue that I use, okay, is stick your bum back and up slightly, okay, before you even dream of pulling. Now, my hamstrings are on constant tension here because they're being contracted from both ends. Now, your hamstrings should be absolutely screaming with this. If you're in this position and your hamstrings are not screaming, for the mother of God, do not lift that weight up, okay? Because that's going to put massive pressure on this, which then leads to massive pressure on this, and all the ways up, okay? There's a lot of other issues, okay? Forearms next that we're going to cover in the next few weeks. But for today, we're just concentrating on back pain when deadlifting. Now, if you haven't had back pain yet and you're deadlifting the way I've just showed you, the incorrect way of just going straight up, okay, without tensioning the hamstrings as much as possible, it's only a matter of time. Now, you are going to get away with this until the load, okay, gets high enough that it exceeds your capacity, your tissue's ability to tolerate that load. Once it exceeds that, something has to give, okay? So it's simple mathematics here, okay? So, it's worth practicing this 3 sets of 12 reps with a broomstick. You should have sore hamstrings in the morning if you do this correctly. If you engage your hamstrings, pause there for a second. Once you feel that screaming, then you know it's safe to come up. If you do not feel the screaming in every single rep, CrossFitters, every single rep, Okay, yeah, I have my hamstrings on, it's safe to go up. Every single rep has to be on, okay? Towards the last few reps, that's when you're going to get injured, okay? At Pro Sport Physiotherapy Huddersfield, we're very friendly towards CrossFit if it's done correctly, okay? It's got a bad rep, but if technique's okay, there's absolutely no issue with it. It's the exact same as powerlifters. We treat a lot of powerlifters. If the technique is fine, absolutely no problem at all, okay? We'd encourage you to do these sports. Okay, so if you're interested in some more detailed info and all this stuff, we're going to be sending you some quite detailed tips and techniques and movement preps that we use before we deadlift and various other movements. Just sign up in the email box below, and we'll send you that with the first one coming through this week on all about the deadlift, okay? So as I said, if you have any questions, don't hesitate to contact us. Give that a try. 3 sets of 12 reps, your hamstrings should be absolutely burning on every single rep. If they're not, and as you begin to fatigue, you're going to start to go out of it, okay? So last time, down into the bar, stick your bum back and up, okay? Get that knee contracted. You'll feel your hamstrings contracted. Stay in that position for just even a minute, okay? 60 seconds, you will want to come out of it, okay? Once you have that feeling and that's natural to you, as you start to deadlift and as the reps go up, there should be absolutely no problem and your back will be safe when you're deadlifting.